Hello and welcome to Galaxy Advisors. The purpose of this video is to provide an example of how to use Condor 3's Fetch Facebook Profile menu. Let's begin with an overview of the steps. Here's a slide of Condor 3's main menu at a glance. Each of the 7 menu items are described briefly here. We're going to look at the Fetch menu, the second one, and specifically the Facebook. The Facebook, if you click on Fetch, you'll get this menu, and the second one from the top is Fetch a Facebook Profile. It's going to detail with these 7 steps on the right that we're going to go through screen by screen. To begin with, what you're going to use is the File menu to create or switch to a database, and then create or open a data set. And before we start anything, just wanted to ask you to check to make sure you're logged out of Facebook. The steps are really quite simple. We're going to have a data set. We're going to log into Facebook, and depends on if you've ever actually used Galaxy Advisor for a Facebook fetch or not. You're going to authorize again Galaxy to access that Facebook profile, and then we're going to log out of the Facebook. We're going to click a screen that says next. We're going to log back into Facebook. We're going to check a few options in step 7. Then finally you'll see a little process status bar. Click through and provide you with an idea of how many Facebook profiles people it's importing, and once that's all done, you'll be able to use the view menu to provide a static view. At the static view, Condor 3 has 3 Google controls, visual controls. The first one is the graph toolbar indicated in red, and then on the right you'll have the node and edge pick menus. Finally, you can use, since the third area is the keypad gestures to zoom in and out and manipulate the graph. More on this a little bit later. Overall, a typical sequence when using Condor, just as a refresher, you use the File menu first, and you're going to again create a database, open a data set. In this case, we're then going to use the second menu item to fetch, in this particular example, the Facebook profile. Then from here you can jump right to view, see what that profile network looks like. You can go back to the process data set. You can prune the graph. You can calculate some sentiment and influence measures. You can go back and view it, and so on. So you can kind of iterate back and forth between the view, the process data set, and analyze. At the end, if you wish, you can export the data, or if you can actually go all the way back to the File menu and actually export it as a Condor data file or a CDF that gives you ability to use it as a backup, move it to a different computer. Or you can start again with the file data set and open it for other filtering options. So that's kind of a typical sequence in using Condor. So let's begin with the Fetch Facebook profile, and these are the steps. Again, just a reminder, as a note, to log out of Facebook if you're already logged in. Start MySQL if it's not already running. Start Condor 3. Then on the main menu, click File, Create New Database. And then step 4, enter a database name such as FB for Facebook or anything you would like. The main thing is have it as a short name, no spaces, and no special characters, although you can use the underscore. Then after you click the database, click OK. In step 5 on the main menu, again click File, Dataset, New Dataset. And then step 6, enter a dataset name such as FB. Again, the name should be short with no spaces or special characters. Again, you can use the underscore. And after you create a dataset name and entered one, click OK. A note, after you do that, your dataset will appear with a green check next to its name. That means it's the active dataset. In step 7, on the main menu, click Fetch, and this time choose Fetch Facebook Profile. The mail fetcher will select your new dataset and just simply click Next. In step 9, could go a couple different ways. At this point, you may be asked to log in or log out of Facebook, or if you've already authorized Galaxy, you'll see another window. So log out of Facebook if you were logged in automatically, and or click Next. In step 10, you'll get this window again, and just click Next. It'll take you to a login Facebook window and log in. And then if you're already logged in, it's going to ask you to log out and click Next. Step 13, again, a couple options may appear. It depends on if you used this Facebook fetcher or not previously. an option window appears. So we recommend to uncheck the groups and likes first, because some groups and likes are quite large and it might take a very long time. So just to have it processed in a relatively reasonable amount of time, we ask you to uncheck those first. Then click next, or a Facebook fetcher process when a message appears, and you can just watch it as it clicks down the number of friends and connections that's being imported. In step 14, after the Facebook fetch is complete, click the View menu on the main menu and click Create Static View, that first option. Here's on step 15, a static visualization is drawn, and at this point we'll talk about how to use some of the side pick menus to adjust the graph. Again, just as review, the graph toolbar at the top can relay out the graph, can show arrows of the direction. You can actually select to move the entire graph by picking a single node and then move it around left or right or sideways. You can actually right click on a node and see some options to display some content. In the second area on the right, the node and edge menus, you can change the color, shape, and label your graph. And then finally, you can zoom in and out with your keypad gestures. In this case, I've selected in the node colors to select Locale, and that will color the individual people in your Facebook by locale. You can see the abbreviations there for the countries. I have a 2-digit country key if you want to go to the www.worldatlas.com atlas and then /ctycodes.html. That will actually provide you a key to all these codes. This actually link is available in the show more beneath the video as well. You can also change again color by gender and have all your nodes look at the gender male-female distribution in your Facebook network. Then you can also have the labels. You can click using the About Me, which is if in your Facebook profile you put a little tagline about yourself that will be displayed. And then finally, I'm going to example of color the nodes by gender, as well as I'm changing the node size by emotionality and label with emotionality score. You can calculate the emotionality under the process data set, and I've done that in a previous step, and as indicated here, I'm changing the size by emotionality. And with that, you can, a last step that you could consider is to export your or your friend's Facebook dataset as a Condor data file, a CDF. Then import each person's CDF file into a database and merge into one dataset. So for example, 3 friends, a Facebook database, you could have person A, B, and C, etc. And then use the file dataset merge datasets into one composite view of those Facebook profiles. So in summary, you can use Condor to analyze your own Facebook profile alone or with others altogether. This really kind of summarizes the Facebook profile fetching, and we hope from Galaxy Advisors you enjoyed your analysis of your Facebook profile.